Hey there, Facebook friends. Brian Moses here, founder of Real Estate Training Breakthroughs, customized coaching and seminars, and real estate coach and trainer to many of North America's most successful real estate agents. You know, I coach individual agents who sell 100 homes a year, no assistants, no teams. And I coach teams that do 500, 600, 700 transactions a year and make millions and millions of dollars in income. And over the last 30 years, I've made some distinctions, not only coaching other people, but in my own business. When we were selling 300, 400 homes a year annually, I had a team. And here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that there's a big fat lie out in the real estate world today. And that, you know, we've all heard buyers are liars. It's not really true. Buyers are not liars. What's true is that real estate agents lack a high-level skill. Let's face it, there's not a lot of training in the industry today. Oh, sure, it's available, but we're so busy doing it that we don't really have time to sit back and think about what we're actually doing. So here, I'm going to give you an example of a big fat lie. And an example would be that my headline, so to speak, is that what buyers and sellers think they want, what they ask you to do, and listen closely, pay attention. What they ask you for is not really what they want. And this will be a game changer for you. What's your time worth on an hourly basis? So when you're accommodating the buyer or the seller, and for lack of a better word, placating them on giving them what they've asked you for, and then you find out that that's not what they want, you've wasted their time, you've wasted your time, and you're no closer to a sale than you were when you began. So let me give you an example. Hey Glenn, how you doing? Good to see you again, bud. Hey, I called you the other day. Make sure you give me a call back. After this video, I'm gonna be in the car for a couple of hours, so give me a buzz if you can. Great to see you. So let me give you an example. How many of you have ever had a seller who thinks their house is going to sell like that fast? So they call you up, you get in touch with this seller, and it's a good one, right? Because they're staying in the area and they're buying in the same area. Maybe they're buying a bigger house or they're downsizing. So here's the good news. There's two sides to the transaction that are available to you. Pretty exciting stuff, right? But you talk to the seller and they go, hey, I'd like to go out and look this weekend. Can we go out this weekend and look at homes? That's what they think they want, folks. Write that down. They think they want to go look at homes before they sell their house. You might even try to converse with them and they go, you know what, Brian, my house is going to sell that fast. So let's go. We don't want to be homeless. When we find a house, you know, we'll put it in an offer. And then you guys know the deal, right? You placate them, you accommodate them, you go out, and it's a shit show. So instead of giving them what they think they want, let's educate them without talking down to them, without pissing them off, without breaking rapport, and let's get them to come up with the idea that that would be a horrible idea. So what you're going to do is you're going to future pace that prospect. You're going to go, folks, I'm really happy and excited to work with you, show you property, but here's my concern. When I take you out and show you property and we find one that you fall in love with, because that's my job, to help you find a property that you fall in love with, when that happens, you're going to want to make an offer, right? Buyer's going to go, abso-freaking-lutely, we're going to put in an offer. And I go, fantastic. Here's my concern. The listing agent's certainly going to do their due diligence. And folks, I'm pre-framing and I'm future pacing. And I'm going to tell them the shit show that's about to happen. So I'm going to say, fantastic. The listing agent's going to do their due diligence. They're going to ask me, hey, Brian, when is your client's property scheduled to close? And not only am I going to tell them it's not scheduled to close, I have to tell them it's not even under agreement, it's not sold, and you know what, folks? It's not even on the freaking market. So, Mr. Seller, Mr. Prospect, on a scale of 0 to 10, even if I could find you the perfect property, how excited is that homeowner to sell it to you when your home's not on the market? Well, Brian, my house will sell really quickly. They don't know that. They don't believe that. And if another offer came in and they had no house to sell, or there was no contingent sale, right, or their home was under agreement, and they had to choose that one or yours, all things being equal, which one would they choose? Now, folks, I'm happy to work with you this way, but here's my concern. Even if I can pull a rabbit out of my hat, this seller is going to demand full price. They're in the driver's seat because you're not in the driver's seat. Your home's not sold. So they're calling all the shots. So if I can pull a rabbit out of my backside and get this property under agreement for you, you're going to have to pay full price or maybe even more. So on one hand, you've overpaid on this end. Now, let's go talk about the house that you want me to sell. Has your motivation to sell gone down or has it gone up? Well, it's gone up. We got to buy this other house and we got to sell that one. Hey, folks, what happens when your motivation to sell something goes up? What happens to your price? It goes right in the tank. So let's recap what just happened. You want to go out looking at property this week because you know your house is going to sell really quickly. You're excited to downsize. You're excited to upsize. You overpay on one end. Is that really what you want to do? And then you sell for too little on that end. Is that really what you want to do? That's my concern. Now, folks, I have another suggestion. Can I offer it to you? There isn't going to be a person on the planet that won't take your advice, folks. Yes, Brian, please tell me what your other suggestion is so we don't pay too much on that end and we don't sell our house for too little on this end. Here's what I would do. The best time to sell statistically is when you don't have a gun to your head forcing you to sell. That's the best time to sell, when there's no pressure, when you're calling the shots. So here's what I would do. Price is a function of supply and demand. The more people that we can get out looking at your property, the better price you're going to receive. We're going to find a buyer who's going to want your property. They're going to make an offer. You're calling the shots. And we're going to make the acceptance of that offer conditional on you finding suitable housing. And you know what the best part of this is? We have off-market strategies that I can go over with you to help you identify your criteria and get properties available that aren't even on the market where you're not in any competition. So you can get the best price for your house and you can get the best price for your property that you buy. How does that sound? Is that a better strategy? And folks, and then we avoid this shit show clusterfuck that so many real estate agents, pardon my language, go through on a day-to-day basis. Let me give you another example, and I'll keep this short today. Another example of people thinking they want something and not wanting something is, hey, Brian, you got a new listing on 123 Oak Street. I'd like to see that house. So what do 80% of real estate agents do? By the way, we know that the majority of the business is done by the top 20%. Well, the majority of the 80% is not the top of the business. So when somebody says, hey, can I see the house? The agent goes, yep, let me grab my purse, let me grab my shit, and off we go. And we are a tour guide, and off we go. We get there, the buyer doesn't like the house. We're chasing them with our business cards going, hey, let me give you a business card. And hey, I got to go. My kid's got a soccer game. My daughter's got gymnastics. And you're chasing. You just wasted their time. They're not going to buy the house. They don't like the house. You wasted your time, and you totally disrupted your day. If we look at our business, work on our business, that's not very intelligent, right, folks? I get tired of showing property to people that didn't like the house. And then I'm chasing. So when a buyer calls you on the phone, here's what I'd like you to say. Are you just interested in that home, or are you open to other great, incredible, amazing deals that are in the area as well? And they go, shit, what do you got? Well, I just want to see that house. I'm happy to show you that house. Are you open to others? That's my question. If I could find you a better deal, are you open to others? Because in my head, folks, I know they're not likely to like this house. They're certainly not likely to buy it. 1 out of 100 statistically. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're going, Brian, I showed a house a month ago and they bought it. You got lucky. And gang, a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Everybody gets lucky. If you show enough houses, 1%, great. I'm not interested in those statistics and those probabilities, in those ratios. I want to control the process. If the buyer's really adamant because they think they want to see the house, I'm going to ask questions so that they come up to their own realization that that's not what they want. What they really want is a good deal. What they really want is somebody on the other end of the phone who knows what the frick they're doing, that can control the process, save them time, save them money, and lead them to the perfect house. So folks, that's it today. I just wanted to share with you that what prospects think they want isn't what they want. Let me give you one quick last example that has nothing to do with real estate. I needed a part for my toilet the other day. It wasn't significant. I didn't need to call a plumber. I grew up, my father was a plumber, so it's actually a disadvantage that I know how to fix shit. And although it's not the highest and best use of my time, I don't mind tinkering with stuff every now and then. And admittedly, I'm like, I'll get this little ball cock, no problem. Now, it's been a long time since I've done any plumbing. So I go down to Home Depot after a good, productive day of work, so I'm not interrupting my day. And I'm in the salesman in the orange apron goes, can I help you? And I think I know what I want. Keep this in mind. And I'm an expert in plumbing, actually. So I go, no, I'm all set, just looking. So I go in the plumbing aisle and I'm looking for this device. It's called the ball cock. And they've changed, they've evolved over the years. And the guy's insistent, he wants to help me. He's really passionate about his job. So he goes, hey, what are you doing? I go, I'm actually looking to replace this ball cock. He goes, you don't want that one. Those things, are old school technology. What do you live 100 years ago? When were you doing plumbing? Back in the dark ages? Here's this new device. It's a replacement for ball cocks. It's less expensive. It's much more efficient, and it will actually save you water flow. So if you're green, if you want to save the environment, it'll actually flush the toilet perfectly fine and you won't have any problems. He goes, this is what you want. I go, dude, thanks a lot. I grab that. I go to the checkout. I buy it. I put the thing in about 30 seconds. Everything works great. It's so true that what we think we want isn't always what we want. So apply that in your real estate business. Look at what's going on with your clients and customers. They're not right. You're the expert. You know what the best path is to achieve a certain outcome. Hey, I'm Brian Moses. I really appreciate you tuning in. We're going to rebroadcast this video and share it. If you like my stuff, I'm pretty authentic, I'm pretty real, I'm straightforward, I tell it like it is. I'm a little bit passionate at times. I have some high standards and, sometimes a bad word comes out of my mouth every now and then. But if you're not offended by that and you're actually getting value from my trainings and my teachings, you may want to visit brianmosescall.com and schedule a one-on-one coaching consultation with one of my success mentor coaches. They're incredible. They all do over $1 million a year. They're active in the business. How many of you have ever been coached by someone who hasn't sold real estate in a long time? They don't have their hand in the pot, right? They don't really know what's going on with different technologies. So my coaches are active in the business. We collaborate on a regular basis. I train them. I coach them. They're murdering it. So if you'd like a free business evaluation call, they'll avail themselves to you. They'll ask you some questions about your goals. They'll ask you some questions about where you currently are. And in about 20 minutes, in most cases, they will uncover some hidden opportunities that will put probably $50,000 to $100,000 in lost opportunity back in your pocket. Things you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. Things that you aren't doing that you should be doing. Things that are inexpensive that you never even considered. So schedule yourself for a free one-on-one call. Nothing to lose, everything to gain, no obligation. And folks, we won't even ask you to join coaching. You'll ask us probably, because we will deliver results. We will blow your mind. But there's no high pitch, no high pressure. This one-on-one call is solely for you. So if you're interested in that, visit brianmosescall.com and we'll see you around on Facebook. Have a great day. Thanks.